Hello and welcome. I am a hotel AI expert with extensive experience in modern hospitality operations and performance support. I am pleased to welcome all students of Europe Hotel School to your online learning journey. We look forward to supporting your professional growth in the hospitality industry. All right, let's jump straight into this explainer. Today we're unpacking the absolute fundamentals of hospitality talent acquisition. Because let's face it, in our industry, the hiring process, it isn't just some back-office administrative task, it is quite literally the foundation of the guest experience. Every single person you hire is a future ambassador for your brand.
What we're zeroing in on today is setting the standard for modern luxury hospitality operations. This masterclass is designed to deliver really high-quality, practical knowledge that aligns perfectly with real, on-the-ground hotel operations and, of course, advanced AI-supported practices. We want to make sure that the rigorous premium tone of luxury service is reflected in exactly how we choose the people delivering that service. It's all about bringing that high level of operational excellence directly into the interview room.
To get us there, we've structured this around 5 pillars of excellence. We're going to cover Pillar 1, hospitality talent acquisition. Pillar 2, the interview structure. Pillar 3, behavioral and practical assessments. Pillar 4, collaborative selection decisions. And finally, Pillar 5, candidate experience and reputation. So let's kick things off with Pillar 1, hospitality talent acquisition, focusing on what we call the core mindset.
Interviewing is truly a make-or-break stage, right? Because the candidates we select ultimately become the face and voice of the property. Notice the clear contrast here between a baseline technical ability and the far more critical elements of a candidate's profile. We have to go way beyond simply asking, can they use booking software or can they carry a tray? We need to focus heavily on their service mindset, their communication style, and their cultural alignment with the hotel. Look, technical skills are a baseline, for sure. But that service mindset, that is what actually creates those memorable luxury experiences for your guests.
Moving right along to Pillar 2, the interview structure, and the delicate art of balancing the approach. As a hiring manager, you're acting as a guide, and this brings you to a pretty tricky balancing act. Hospitality interviews have to be structured yet conversational. On one hand, structured interviews are absolutely essential. You need them to ensure consistency and fairness across all your candidates. But on the flip side, conversational elements are just as vital. Why? Because they allow candidates to drop their guard and naturally express their personality and values. This balance is especially critical in service roles. In hospitality, interpersonal skills aren't just some nice bonus. They are completely central to the day-to-day performance of the job. Let's step right into Pillar 3, behavioral and practical assessments. Think of this as our experiential toolkit. So we've talked about the right mindset, but now we actually need to test capabilities tangibly. The crucial point here is utilizing behavioral interviewing. This is widely used across luxury hospitality, and basically it's the practice of asking candidates to describe exactly how they handled real situations in the past. It operates on a very reliable principle. Past behavior is the absolute best predictor of future performance. By asking candidates to walk you through real scenarios they've faced, tell me about a time when, interviewers gain incredible, authentic insight into their problem-solving abilities, their capacity for teamwork, and their true guest orientation. And we can take that assessment a step further with experiential assessment methods, because we don't just want to hear what they did. Sometimes we literally need to see what they can do. This involves things like role plays, practical tasks, group exercises, and realistic scenario simulations. These tools simulate actual high-pressure hotel scenarios, which allows candidates to demonstrate their service behaviors under highly realistic conditions. Now, yes, these methods are definitely time-intensive to set up and execute, but honestly, they provide completely invaluable insight into a candidate's genuine suitability for the luxury environment. It's also really important to note that these specific techniques align directly with the rigorous professional standards promoted by institutions like Europe Hotel School London. These top-tier educational standards heavily emphasize reflective practice and experiential learning. It's all about ensuring that the professionals entering the industry are tested not just on theoretical knowledge, but on practical, real-world execution. That takes us right to Pillar 4, collaborative selection decisions, and the importance of ensuring objectivity. Okay, so you've gathered all this rich behavioral data from the interview process. I want to pause here and ask you a vital question. Who should actually make the final selection decision? It's a question that challenges that old-school notion of a single manager sitting behind a big desk and making unilateral hiring choices based purely on a gut feeling. In modern luxury hospitality, taking that approach simply carries way too much risk.
Instead, selection decisions should be collaborative whenever possible.
First, you gather input from multiple interviewers. Having different perspectives drastically reduces individual bias. Second, you link all your evaluations directly back to clear job requirements to maintain objective decision-making. And third, you use that combined data to form a holistic, unbiased view of the candidate. Basically, teamwork in the hiring process ensures that you are seeing the whole picture, not just one person's interpretation.
Now let's transition to our final pillar, Pillar 5, Candidate Experience and Reputation. This is all about protecting the brand.
You know, your hiring process has a massive, rippling effect on your hotel's overall standing in the market. A candidate's experience during the selection process directly influences your employer brand. To guarantee a positive experience, you absolutely must prioritize transparent communication, highly respectful interaction at every single touchpoint, and timely feedback. And here's the really important part. You have to leave a positive impression even for the unsuccessful candidates. The way you treat someone you don't hire says everything about your organization's true values.
This quote perfectly captures why this matters so much. In hospitality, where reputation travels quickly, fair and professional selection processes enhance long-term recruitment outcomes. Our industry is incredibly interconnected. Think about it. A candidate who has a poor interview experience today could be a highly influential manager or even a prospective high-paying guest tomorrow. Fair and professional processes act as long-term investments in your recruitment pipeline.
So, all of these pillars build into our ultimate conclusion. The formula for success here is pretty straightforward. Effective selection means finding candidates with the required skills, plus the embodied service values that are essential to guest satisfaction. When you get this alignment right through rigorous, balanced selection processes, the direct result is reduced turnover and a vastly strengthened organizational culture. You aren't just filling a vacancy, you are fortifying the DNA of your hotel.
I want to leave you with a final thought to reflect on as you continue your journey. Knowing the massive impact that structured, behavioral interviewing and collaborative decision-making can have, as a future hospitality leader, how will you shape your hotel's culture through your very next hire? Think about how you can apply these pillars of excellence in your upcoming professional careers to truly elevate the standard of hospitality. Thank you for joining me for this explainer, and I wish you the very best in your continued learning and leadership.